So it turns out that I'm getting used to getting up in the morning. I know, I can't believe it either. Much shorter cold open today. I know what I'm doing. Let's get started. You're listening to Have You Ever Wondered? I'm Chloe, and it is Friday, June 3rd, 2022. The title of today's episode is Equipment is Better Than Clothes. And amusingly, when I was making the notes for this episode, I keep an English and a French keyboard on all my devices, and sometimes it just defaults to the French. I mean, I don't write in French so much so that it has to just jump there. So on my notes, it actually says "équipement is better than clothes." um, we did it. Yesterday was shorter. Hooray! 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 Today's gonna be even shorter, I think. Let's do it. Um, we ended sort of, if you don't count the honorable mention. Oh, there it is. With the phone clip in my list of travel essentials, and um, today this sort of bridges the gap because technically this is a more technological and health related thing, but there were more tech things than other things, and so somebody had to go in the first day, and the phone clip did it. I love technology, have since I was younger. Grew up around it. My dad is my father's a multi instrumentalist and like a tech guy, so I was always behind the scenes at band rehearsals and in control rooms and whatever. It was just a part of how I grew up. So I am constantly still buying tech related items now that I also went to school for and am involved in things surrounding this area. Um, and, stuff that makes your life easier or more convenient or cooler, like more fun, cooler, because, like, coolness is also a construct. It doesn't exist, but cool, like, whoa, this is cool. It makes my life more fun. Yeah, I buy stuff for that reason all the time. It could be a camera, a mic, um, it might be something phone or travel related, but I kind of keep a little bit of everything with me. Now, when you travel, or maybe you don't do this, but I do this, um, you keep something with you that is going to make you feel more at home because you're not at home. Um, and oddly enough, it's like all these little equipment things that do that for me. It makes me feel like I can create my sense of home wherever I am. So, in my small bags that I take, I was gonna show you guys the small one, but I put it away. Um, I have this stuff I actually pack the tech stuff first, and then I put clothes in whatever space is left because I'd rather have the equipment than the clothes. Hence the title of this episode. But I dress fairly monochromatically, as it were. So that has meant that I could bring things with me that I needed. One time I traveled across country with a turntable in my personal item. That's a true story. um, HD projector, multiple cameras and microphones. You know what? You can get clothes anywhere, but you can only get your specific equipment from your house or your studio or your whatever. So pack that first. Anyway, um, I showed you the phone clip because the thing that it holds most regularly. And now we are on to my next item. Item number 6, if you don't count yesterday's honorable mention. Item number 7, if you do. My other phone. Not the one that I am talking to you on, but this one. You can see it it's a Pixel. It's a Google Pixel. You can see it on the YouTube. It's oh man, I'm going to ruin this part of the audio. I use it to record backup audio for this show. And so it's recording right now. And I'm like shaking it around. Anyway, a friend of mine who's starting her own business was telling me that she was using her phone to real-time transcribe notes. And I was like, what is this magic you speak of? Because at the time I was still typing out all my notes by hand. And, you know, like that's not efficient. So she's like, yeah. I was like, what kind of phone do you have? And so she told me, and I got one on eBay for like under $100. And then once I started using it as a voice recorder, I was like, what else can I do with this thing? So I decided to turn it into a sort of like all-purpose media player. And so anything non-essential that, like I didn't even put a SIM card in it or anything, that I want to do while I'm traveling, I put on that. Music, TV, movies, books, articles. I use it as the voice recorder. If I want to look up something with a larger screen, because my hands are pretty small, so there's no chance I would ever carry a phone that large for real. But it lets me leave my main phone for things like checking directions and reservations and calling a car and texting and emailing and all the stuff that you like, you know, need to use your phone for, i.e. communication. Especially if you're worried about battery life while you're traveling, it's kind of nice to split those functions. Plus, you can watch something and do stuff at the same time. I don't know if you do that. I do that, so yeah. So love that. That's been such a great addition. So if you're keeping a tally, a phone tally, yes, when I travel, I do have 3 cell phones with me at all times. What are you gonna do? Okay, so speaking of entertainment, the next 2 items deal with that. How about this one, right? It's a Bluetooth transmitter / receiver. Here's the thing. So if you have to have music in your life, I mean, don't you have to have music in your life? The answer is yes. Then you also have to like have the ability to play your music wherever you are, right? And so if you go somewhere, you don't know what kind of vehicle you're going to be in or what kind of like audio capabilities they're going to be. Like most cars made in the last 20 years would have an aux input, you know, the little mini plug, headphone jack. People call it different things depending on, I don't know, how much they know about audio stuff. Eighth inch mini plug, whatever you want to call it. A lot of cars have those connections already. This comes with that. You could also bring your own cable, which I also recommend, because you never know. But it'll let you send your audio to whatever vehicle you're in for however long you're going to be in there. It'll also, if you like to play with audio flow, which I do, let you do things like send music or send sound from your phone or another device to a Bluetooth speaker, and then also through a projector on that form. That was a fun little setup. But yeah, it's so useful. I just used it a couple weeks ago. So, oh man, there's no Bluetooth in here, and I just like reached in my bag and I was like, yes, there is. Let's hook it up. Next up, audio. This is this little like mono pod. It's a single earbud. It's in its own little case. It's truly adorable. And the reason I like this is because although you may have your like main earbuds, AirPods, headphones, whatever, sometimes you want to hear something without it being like a big deal. Like you just want to grab out, I don't know, like someone sends you a voice text, a voice message, a voice note, whatever you want to call those, and you just want to hear it, but you don't want everyone around you to hear it. Or you're on Instagram and you're like watching stories and someone has like a little sound on icon and you're like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Um, you just pull this out, it connects automatically, you put it in your ear. I mean, you know how to work an earbud. And you take it out, but it's one. So you just like, the process is immediate and seamless, and I love that. You take it off, you put it away, it charges itself, you move on with your life. So the last two are also important because you're going to be carrying all this tech around. And this is just like sort of travel related tech, but I also often have cameras, microphones, plus 3 phones. All these things need power to work. Um, so you gotta have things to plug them in too. I'm holding up 2 bracelets, audio friends. Um, they just look like leather bracelets, but they're not made of leather. Which, no, no, thank you. Um, I separated the one. It's a charging cable bracelet, you know. One's a USB-C, one's a Lightning. I wear them both whenever I travel. There it is on your arm. Plug pretty much anything you're carrying with you into whatever it is you need. Um, and I use those with these. So you can keep a grown-up sized battery pack, power supply, phone charger, whatever you call them, with you like in your main bag, and I recommend that you do. Um, but I'm talking about pocket size things that are not going to add to your luggage. Look at this. There's stars on it. This is a 5,000. They all have different milliamperages, which means like how long or how many things you can charge, or how powerful. This one's super cute, 5,000. This is just 3 of my wide collection. This one has, it's a 1600, which is like, I don't know, it'll give you maybe about an hour depending on the size of your phone or whatever it is you're trying to charge. But it comes with like a set of trash earbuds. Like, I mean, the sound is terrible, but like, terrible sound is better than no sound if you like really want to listen to music, which is a situation that I have found myself in before. So, I like that one. Actually, keep that in my bag going back and forth. And then if you really want to be fancy, there's this one which like it's a 10,000, but it still fits in the palm of my hand. It's square, and it has a digital output on the front that tells you what the percentage of battery life is left on it, because it really thinks it's fancy. But it is useful when I'm charging it, because maybe like, oh yeah, you're almost done. So combine those with the bracelets and you're good to go. So, you know, when I set myself up, I can just like plug in everything and send the audio wherever I want. And it makes traveling for me feel, like I said earlier, like home. So that's my roundup. And I'll have links for as much of this stuff as I can find. But also, you can look for solutions that work for your life. The reason I went through all this was to say, like, it's okay to have things with you that make it easier for you to be you wherever you are, and you know what those things are. So for me, those 10, honorable mention, 11 items, let me be anywhere in the world and still be able to function like myself. We're on Butterflies Rising again for poetry time. Still short. She wanders out in the flowers, because it's where the judgment goes quiet. And everything is beautiful, is so untouched. It's just beautiful and wild and fearless. And whether it grows into something more or burns down and has to start again, it just does. Fearlessly, beautifully, and wild. So she wanders out where she can learn to see herself that way, to see herself in the way that she looks at flowers, like she's a beautiful wildness on fire. Put that in your weekend and smoke it. Ah. You guys, we did it. We made it. This is week 1. Only 4 eps because Monday was a holiday. Next week more. Thank you for listening. As I said yesterday and today's episodes will stay up through the weekend, so you can look for the items or items that correspond to your life and are similar. Come back live on Monday now that I know how to do it, right? Honest feedback, totally appreciated. Please stay safe. Have an amazing weekend. Well wishes to some friends of mine who have a big thing coming up later on today. And do something to forward one of your goals. Things are moving fast.